Here today we have a 1985 GL1200 Goldwing interstate model for sale. This is a very nice, clean, original bike. Nice original paint. Well taken care of. You can tell this bike's been garage kept its whole life. This thing hadn't sit out in the weather. We get a lot of these 1200 Goldwings in. I've got 3 of them of my own, and this is one of the nicer ones I've had. I mean, this thing is just a beauty. You just don't find them like this anymore. Very clean, original interstate. Yeah, this is a very low mileage bike too. Only 55,000. 449, which is low for these bikes. I've seen these bikes with 250,000 miles on them and still going strong. This one's exceptionally clean. Very nice, clean. Look how nice and shiny the black plastic is. No sun fading. Very nice. Nice controls. Original hand grips. You just don't find them like this anymore. Has the Vista Cruise throttle lock on it. This one has a factory radio delete. The radio can be added easily. Just pop that cover off and stick the radio in. It has all the wiring and the speakers are in. Very nice bike. We pulled it up on the lift and done a full check and tune up. The bike has new timing belts we just installed. Quality Gates belts. Had the original belts on it, so it was definitely time for some. So we got new timing belts. We put a few new seals on the front that was dry rotted from age. So all that's been done. The brake pads are in very good shape on the front. Got nice the brake rotor and all the wheels are. Has a very nice Dunlop tire on the front. Lots of life left on it. How nice the aluminum is. Clear coat's in good shape. And it has the nice aftermarket bug deflectors to keep the bug guts from sticking to your fork tubes and cutting the seals. That's a nice little accessory there. Engine's very clean, original paint. Look at that. Exceptionally nice. Very nice. Aluminum, chrome's nice. Very clean. We put new Gator boots on the rear shocks. Them are OEM Honda boots. Has a nice original seat cover on it. I seen it. It looked like it was maybe it started to split right there at that seam, and the previous owner glued the seam up there, which is okay. It was a good fix there, so that shouldn't give you any problem. I mean, these seat covers are cheap and fairly cheap and easy to come by, so but I don't think that'll be no issue. Has a nice Drag Specialties backrest on it. Has a practically new Dunlop Elite 4 tire on it. The previous owner just put this tire on not long after we purchased the bike from him, or not long before we purchased the bike from him. But I mean, that tire probably has less than 1,000 miles on it. And these tires can go 12,000 or more, so very expensive Elite 4 tire, Dunlop. Paint's in very good shape. Exception, I seen there was let's see if I can get that in there. There's a little bit of a scuff right here. Not bad, it's hardly noticeable. Small little scuff right there. Touch up paint, probably touch that right up. But other than that, the paint's in good shape. I did notice there was a little bit of paint on this front, on this trim piece on the front fairing here that's the paint's kind of chipping off, which is normal on these bikes. I've seen this on a lot of them. The paint, something about that, whatever plastic this is made out of, the trim piece, the factory paint didn't adhere to it, and over time it chips off. But this this little trim piece just pops right off, so it can be repainted or just some touch-up paint, which is no big deal. The other side looks good, but like I said, this piece just pops right off, so it can be touched up. But other than that, the paint's in very good shape. Very good. Nice windshield, no scuffs, no scratches. Has the holes for the aftermarket wind deflectors if you wanted to add them. What I like about this bike is just how original it is. A lot of these 1200s you find have just, been accessorized to death. I mean, just, lights and chrome pieces added, and just all the bells and whistles, and half the time none of that stuff works anymore, and the chrome's, doesn't look good. And the problem is they drill all kinds of holes in the fairings and all, and the luggage boxes, to add all this stuff, so you can't just take it off. But I love how this one's just original, no holes have been drilled, all the fairing just so clean, so original. Very nice. You just don't find them like this anymore. This also, pop this cover off here, also has a nice new maintenance-free battery that was added not long before we purchased the bike, and we checked it, and it's got 14.5 volts with the engine running, which is really good. So the Stator is putting out very good. And if you've done research on 1200s, they had issues with the Stators, and the problem was the wire coming off of the Stator going into hooking into the wiring harness that had a faulty connector from the factory, and the connector, it just made a bad connection, and it would short the Stator out over time. The trick was to cut the connector off and just solder the wires coming from the Stator directly to the wires coming from the bike itself. So that's what's been done on this one. So the connector's been removed, and the wires have been soldered, so there shouldn't be any issues with the Stator, because that was the issue with them from the factory. Like I said, this puts out 14.5 volts, which is really good. So no problem with the Stator. Has a nice maintenance-free battery. Nice upgrade from the acid-filled batteries, which would have a tendency to, to leak and get all over your chrome. Let's see if we got that back on there. Nice side covers. These are getting hard to find. But this is, just a beautiful bike, and you can't go wrong with the 1200. This is what I ride. I have a red GL1200 I ride, and these bikes, they handle so good, and they've got the power and the look. I've rode some of the 1500s, and they're just really bulky, compared to these bikes. These bikes are just, was way ahead of their time when they come out. So you just can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with this one. It's just, exceptionally nice for the year, and if you go to look at some, you'll see, because like I said, we get a lot of these 1200s in, and this is one of the nicest ones we've had in. It runs so good. Let me start it up here, let you listen to it. Oh, we also sank the carburetors. Just starts right up. Just runs, no oil leaks, no coolant leaks. Engine runs good and cool. I actually been riding it for the past few days, just to see how it does, and it just runs so smooth. Goes through all the gears smoothly. Very quiet exhaust system. Very nice. I I'll leave my contact information in the description box. I do not respond to text messages, phone calls only, so if you want to talk to me about it, you'll have to call me. But I'll leave this video up as long as the bike's still for sale, so just give me a call and you can come by and take a look at it. Thanks a lot.